In this video, I'm going to show you how to save materials to the Home Builder library to extend the available options in the Material Pointer interface. In the Library interface, in the Materials tab, you have a list of all of the available material pointers. These pointers are assigned to the different assets that are available in the Home Builder library. There is a lot of flexibility when making adjustments to the materials in your design. You'll notice that all of the parts of the cabinet are separated into their own pointers. This allows you to specify a different material for the edges of the cabinet versus the surfaces, or you can adjust the material for the interior versus the exterior. Now, if you want to change one of these pointers, you select a material in the material selection on the left side, then click the pointer that you want to update. You'll notice that the information next to the pointer will update, letting you know what material is assigned to that pointer. And when you want to update the materials in the scene, you simply click the Update Materials button. Let's go and take a closer look at the information in the scene to see how this works. So to demonstrate this a little bit better, I'm going to go ahead and hide the door panels and the pulls just so we can see into the cabinet. And so here, if we click on one of these parts and type N on our keyboard to bring up the sidebar panel, here in the Object tab, we can access the material pointers. And so here, these are all of the material slots that we have assigned to this part. And you'll notice that the top face is the dark wood. Here, the bottom face is the dark wood. And then the front and the back edges are assigned to the dark wood as well. But these two edges that are connecting to the side panel are just raw particle board material, which is correct on how we would actually assemble this. So let's go ahead and change the interior of this cabinet to be white. And so here, for the top pointer, we can see that this is set to the cabinet interior surface pointer. And so this is going to be here in the material information. So here is the cabinet interior surfaces. And let's go ahead and select a white melamine material. And here we're going to go and just assign that interior to be white melamine. And then when we click update, there we have it. Now the interior is white, but the exterior remains this dark wood material. We can also see that here in the pointer list that this has been updated. And here, if we select this side and type H to hide that as well, you'll notice that here we have the particle board, basically the raw material, showing correctly for all of the parts. Another thing that we can see here is if we access the prompts of this cabinet, here in the Carcass tab, we have the ability to determine what sides are finished of our carcass. So if we select back, that's going to set the back to be unfinished. Now, it may seem a little bit overkill to display the unfinished material, especially since a lot of that isn't even seen in the renderings at the end, but the end goal is to generate all of the manufacturing information for the cabinet parts. And so knowing if the material is finished on both sides, knowing what edges are edge banded is very important in order to be able to generate that information. So that's how the pointer system works. Now let's go ahead and take a look at how to save a new material into our selection list here. So I'm going to start out by creating an object that I'm going to assign the material to here. So here I just created a simple cube. Next, I'm going to switch over to the material editor, and I'm going to go and create a new material. Now, there are a lot of different tutorials on how Blender's node system works to be able to create shaders. And so I'm not going to get into all of the details. Here I'm just going to create a very simple material. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the base color to red. There's something as easy as that. And here I'm going to give the material a new name. We'll just call it red. But keep in mind there is a lot of flexibility when creating materials in Blender. And so if you take a look at some other YouTube tutorials, you'll find how to create different textures and things like that to create physically accurate materials. But for the purposes of this video, here I'm just going to save this one material. So here, if we go to the Library UI and go to the Assets tab and then select Materials, here we can see the categories that are available. Right now I just have the sample category, and these are all of the materials that are currently saved into the sample library. Now, if you wanted to organize this or create new categories, here you can click on Open Browser Window. That will open up the directory to where the materials are stored. And so here we can see this is the sample directory. And if I wanted to create a new one, I can just right-click, create a new folder here called My Materials. And so I'm going to go and save this material to this new category. And so here, I go back to the library. If I just click off and back onto the material information, you'll see it'll load all of the new categories that you created. So I'm going to go ahead and save the material to here. I'll go ahead and select the commands, and it's going to save the active material. So basically whatever information is shown in the node editor, that's going to be what material it's saved. And when we click on Save Current Asset to Library, it'll let us know the material name. So we just go and click OK on that, and there we have it. So now we have a new material added to our library. So that's all I wanted to show in this video. Thank you for taking the time to watch this, and I'll see you in the next one.